Welcome back to the UNK Coaches Show. I'm Austin Jacobson, joined here by UNK Football Zone head coach Josh Lynn. Coach Lynn faced a really tough opponent last week and ranked Pittsburgh State. What happened in that one at home?
Well, the inability for us to run the football, the big play strike by Pitt State, and we had some special teams miscues. All in all, I mean, just all three phases weighed into it. Very, like you said, very talented Pitt State team. We just need to, they played better ball on Saturday, and we need to regroup and get ready for homecoming this week.
Now, the very first possessions of the game, your team looked fantastic. You got an interception on the first defensive drive and a touchdown on the first one. What went well and what was successful in those first couple of plays?
Well, they came out and linebacker made a good play, slipped underneath a ball. Rakid Hill did, got underneath the ball, good interception, and then offensively we had a big play strike, a 40-yarder to Luke Quinn, which set up the first drive, and really one of the few explosive plays that we had on the night.
And then that first interception by Rakid Hill, obviously a huge momentum shift, but you lost him for the rest of the night after that. How did that affect the momentum and the confidence of your defense?
Well, Rakid's an exceptional player, and anytime Rakid's not on the field, he's out there for a reason, and he's a very good football player. The JC Nutter, the young man that filled in for him, did an exceptional job. It's always hard losing a senior veteran linebacker like Rakid when something like that happens.
The offense struggled at times last Saturday, but especially your running game had some troubles getting started and keeping the momentum going forward. What did you guys need to do to improve to next week?
Well, we got to control the offensive line. All night, their defensive line had the upper hand on our offensive line. We didn't get much movement, which we pride ourselves on. And all in all, we've got to do a better job up front of getting movement and guys getting our offensive linemen on their defensive linemen.
Now, of course, this next week is homecoming week. You have Northeastern State at home, trying to improve that record and the home record as well. Sure. You see a lot from the Riverhawks already on film. They're giving up the most points in the MIAA. What are your initial thoughts on that team?
An improved football team, especially from last year. A new first-year head coach. I still think they're kind of filling out the waves of where they are as an offense and a defense. The one thing that has really impressed me by them, though, is just the overall improvement of their team week in and week out. And you can tell it's just a better vibe, even more so than last year in regards to them playing and playing extremely hard.
So this should be a good tune-up game for your team, but with the homecoming festivities and a team you could potentially look over, how does that affect you as a coaching staff getting your team prepared?
Homecoming's no fun unless you win the football game when it comes to a football team.
Right.
And, our number one goal is to go in and win our homecoming game. And, since joining the MIAA, I don't believe Kearney's ever won a homecoming game. So, that's obviously a goal for us. I think the crowd we'll have a huge crowd. And so we're excited to go out there and get our first homecoming win in the MIAA.
And what does UNK need to do this week to lick their wounds and find success again at home?
We got to go back to what we do, and that's running the football and create explosive plays on our terms, not when the defense allows it, and then playing our good, solid defense, run defense. And then I think you also got to look at, especially over our two losses, the explosive plays by the outside receivers of the other team.
Coming off of last week's loss, obviously a ranked team in Pittsburgh State, a very talented team. What's the confidence level of your team right now coming off of that home?
Well, I'm extremely proud of this group in regards to they're pretty resilient. Another thing too, we've taken two losses this year, and both times they've owned up to it, and that's completely different than where we ever have been. There's not much finger pointing. They know that we got beat on Saturday night, and it's good to see that we're owning up to it, and we're ready to go out and get better this week.
And what's the health of your team right now? Obviously, a couple of key injuries from last week. What's the health of the team overall?
Overall, everybody's banged up in the MIAA, and we're not. We're obviously in the same boat. However, it's very minimal in regards to where we could be, and so some bumps and bruises, but I feel pretty good about the overall state of the health of our football team.
Well, Coach, good luck next week on this upcoming Saturday for homecoming week against Northeastern State, and thank you for joining us today on the UNK Coaches Show. Once again, thank you to Ashley and Ford Clark, Manny, our producers, and everyone else helping out with the UNK Coaches Show. I'm Austin Jacobson. We'll have another episode next week.